Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dropkick Radio Wrestling Show at dropkickradio.com. It's Jeremy and Martin Lacelli here, and joining us on the line at this time is a man who, in all fairness, needs no introduction. He is the front man of Fozzy, who are coming back on tour here in the UK, and is also a current WWE superstar as well. We are joined by Chris Jericho. Chris, welcome to Dropkick Radio.
Well, that was very official. That was good.
Thank you.
You sound like one of those BBC reporters. He is coming to England very soon. He will be appearing at the Parliament buildings. So you just got it going on, man.
Thank you very much. To begin with, Chris, as I said, Fozzy are returning. The tour is from October the 9th, running for 13 dates all across the UK. My first question relating to this is, what is it about the UK that enables you to bring Fozzy back time and time again, seemingly every half year at the moment?
You have to ask the people of the UK. For whatever reason, just it's become a second home for us, and I think the UK fans have really latched on to Fozzy. It started about 5 years ago, where this country was the first country that didn't really care so much about the fact that Jericho was a wrestler as well as a singer. They just came because they liked the music and they liked the band. And that was, like I said, the first time we came. I think our first gig ever was in Nottingham, maybe 2004, maybe 2005. And we just couldn't believe it. I mean, right off the bat, as soon as we got off the bus, the fans were great, and it was a sold-out show, and it just continued to go that way. So there's something about the relationship between Fozzy and our UK fans that's different from anywhere else in the world. And that's why we continue to keep coming back. I mean, fans keep multiplying, and the energy is better, and the shows keep getting better and better. And we put a lot of pride into our live show and the reputation we have as a great rock and roll band in a live setting. So I think people hear about that and they want to come check it out, and their friends that have seen it tell, and so on and so on and so on. And it just continues to have, tour after tour after tour. I think this is our 8th one now. So it is, there is something special about the UK for Fozzy, and that's why we continue to come back, because we appreciate that.
During your time in the UK with Fozzy, you've played a whole host of venues. You've played from back alleys and pubs in Liverpool to academy shows to theatre halls, even the Download Festival at the historic Donington Castle here in the UK. What sort of venue do you prefer to perform in when fronting Fozzy?
Well, I mean, the one thing about it is it's kind of a cliche answer, but it's truth. We don't really care, because that's what I'm saying earlier. The atmosphere is always the same, which is just complete, insanity and energy and attitude and just this great vibe from every show we play. So whether we do, and on this tour, there's all different sizes. There's pubs, and then there's nice big halls that hold thousands of people, and everything in between. So for us, I mean, you get big shows and small shows, but for us, they're all big shows because of where we're at and the vibe that we have with the fans that are there. So it was great playing Download. We'd love to go there and play there again. I mean, it's great playing. We're doing a smaller place in Margate this time. I think holds like 300 people, but we're happy to be doing that too. So I think it's a little bit of it's like an honor for us to be playing. Oh my God, we're playing in England. We're going to the UK. It's kind of cool when you're in a rock and roll band. You get to travel overseas to play music, and people are showing up to come hear your songs. So big, small, and everything in between. We're excited to play all of them.
Now, obviously, we're a wrestling radio show, but we mainly know your work from within the world of wrestling. However, you are a massive star worldwide, be it from television appearances, from Fozzy, or other endeavours you have been a part of. It comes across to us that perhaps a large chunk of your fans for Fozzy are predominantly wrestling fans. So does it surprise you when you come across fans who really only know you for your music and not the guy who once beat The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin in one night?
Yeah, not at all, because I think one of the things, and one of the reasons why Fozzy's been able to continue to, grow after 10 years is because, okay, I think it's more along the lines of there's a lot of Chris Jericho fans, whether it's from wrestling or whether it's from Fozzy, whether it's from my book or Downfall or whatever it may be. People understand that I do a lot of different things, And I mean, at this stage of the game, we have a lot of fans that show up that might have started listening to Fozzy because they've heard of Jericho the wrestler. But like I said, after 10 years, once you've seen us once, if you didn't like the band or didn't like the music, the wrestling thing's only going to last for so long. And it's like, it's not like this band has anything to do with wrestling either. We don't jump on stage in tights and sing about body slams and have, you know, Stone Cold Steve Austin join us on backing maracas or tambourine or something. So, I mean, I think, you know, people at this stage know the difference between the two entities that Jericho does. And if they don't, they find out right away. And like I said, we welcome everybody. I don't care if you like me because of the fact that I wrestled John Cena, or if you like the band, or if you like my book, or whatever it is. It's all the same thing. It's all a incestual thing because you're a Jericho fan. And that's, you know, after being in show business for 20 years, I have fans from all different places. So nothing surprises me. I get people all the time that go, man, I love your band. I didn't even know you're a wrestler. Or, I love your wrestler. I didn't even know you have a band. Or I read your book. I knew nothing about you before. I saw you on TV or whatever. So all those things kind of add up to just accomplish what I set out to do when I was 19 years old, and that was to entertain people. And whichever way I entertain you, if you're entertained by something that Jericho does, well, then I'm happy.
Sticking with wrestling for a moment, you've always almost exuded a natural charisma and showmanship, and been able to hold crowds of thousands in the palm of your hand for well over a decade now. Do you think this helped prepare you for being a frontman in a rock band, or is it a totally different experience in itself?
Well, first of all, it's been 2 decades. And second of all, they're all like I said, they're all intertwined. Because when I first started wrestling, it was all about big guys, like in 1990, you know. And I never, you know, obviously wasn't 6'8", 300 pounds, and there's no way that I could be. So the way that I figured out to kind of make my mark in the business was to, you know, I could never be the biggest guy or the largest muscle guy, but I could have the biggest charisma and have the biggest personality on the show. And that's kind of the way I started right off the bat. To me, wrestling always was show business. So it's just a natural, it's like I'm like a old-time vaudevillian performer. They could sing, they could dance, they could tell jokes, they could, you know, be a pitch man for soap or whatever it was. And I come from that same cloth, and there's a lot of different elements of things I can do as far as being an entertainer. And like I said, that's how I was able to make it in wrestling. That's how I was able to make it in a rock band, because I had 2 dreams when I was a kid. I wanted to be a rock star and I wanted to be a wrestler, and they both kind of stem from the same wheelhouse. Obviously, one of them is more physical than the other, but they're both about entertaining, about keeping a crowd's attention, about making people want to pay money to see you, to buy a ticket to see you when you come to town. So that's one of the reasons why, like I said, I've been able to keep both careers going at such a high level for such a long time.